is currently 2021, and if you still don't have a Tesla Model 3 by now, I have one simple question for you. What are you doing? I'm just kidding, but seriously, 2020 wasn't a great year overall for obvious reasons. However, it was still a great year to get yourself into a Tesla. But no worries, even if you didn't buy a new car in 2020, it's not too late, and the next best time to buy a Tesla Model 3 is now. So make sure you stay tuned and watch this entire video. What's poppin', what's Gucci guys? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Today's video is about why you absolutely must buy a Tesla Model 3 in 2021, because I noticed the last time I made a similar video about this was like back in March of 2020, which is crazy to say because this past year just flew by in a blink of an eye, and I believe around that time I was only around 2 months into YouTube or something like that, with around 100 subscribers or so maybe. So it's crazy to see how much the channel has grown since then. Anyways, given the fact that it's a brand new year, there are going to be brand new reasons on why you may want to consider getting yourself into a brand new Tesla Model 3 ASAP Rocky. But before we dive into the video, please do me a solid and gently obliterate the like button until it turns blue like this, because once the like button turns blue, it'll help out with the YouTube algorithm, and as a result, it'll recommend this video to more viewers like you, which then helps the channel grow. So thank you guys so much for doing that, I really appreciate it, and without further ado, let's jump in. The first reason on why you must buy a Tesla Model 3 in 2021 might be pretty obvious to some current Tesla fanatics, but if you're brand new to Teslas, it might not be so obvious to you. But either way, this reason is definitely a plus in my opinion, and it's because the Tesla Model 3 was refreshed just as of recently. I believe it was announced around October of last year that the Tesla Model 3 was going to be refreshed, and it definitely made a lot of people happy because the improvements were substantial. I'm talking about things like a brand new heat pump which helps deliver more range across the lineup. For example, my 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus was rated at 250 miles of range when I first took delivery of the car, but now the new 2021 variations are rated at 263 miles of range. So that's already a 13-mile improvement, which definitely helps with commuting and just getting around in general. In addition to the heat pump, another thing that is added to the car is an automatic chrome delete straight out of the factory. So instead of you having to spend like $150 on a new chrome delete kit and then spending a few hours in the garage doing the work yourself like I did, your car will automatically come with the chrome delete, which is just an awesome free modification that I wish my car had back when I took delivery. Now I know you're probably thinking right about now, is that it? And the answer is no, there's actually more with this refresh. Isn't that awesome? On top of the two things that we just discussed, another piece of the refresh is a brand new interior where the steering wheel is now heated and it has a metallic finish to it. Next to that, a brand new center console which has leather stitching surrounding the wireless charging pad, and this is actually one of my favorite things about the refresh because it makes the interior look so much more luxurious and clean at the same time. Oh, and did I mention the auto dimming mirrors? Yeah, it has that too. On second thought, this next feature that I'm about to mention might actually be my favorite thing about this refresh, and it's one of the things that I've complained the most about in my previous videos. For all my longtime subscribers, you know what it is, it's the automatic trunk. I know it sounds weird, but it's something a lot of us Tesla owners wanted for our cars for a very, very long time, and I guess Tesla finally listened and decided to add this feature on, which I'm sure a lot of people are super happy about. And lastly, the new wheel designs. All of the Tesla Model 3 wheel designs were updated, so that includes the standard 18-inch Aero wheels, the 19-inch Sport wheels, and the 20-inch performance wheels. And you know what the best part of this refresh is? It didn't really get any more expensive for consumers like you and I, which we'll get into in just a second here. Now before we move on to the next reason, I want you guys to pause this video right here and answer this one question down below in the comment section. And the question is, would this first reason be enough to convince you to buy a new Tesla Model 3 in 2021? Please, feel free to answer down below. I'm really curious about what you guys think because personally, if I didn't already have my Tesla Model 3, it would definitely be enough to convince me to buy one. Alright, so the second reason on why you must buy a Tesla Model 3 in 2021 is because cost-wise, it's like the most affordable it has ever been, especially considering all of the upgrades that we just talked about earlier. For current Tesla Model 3 owners who took delivery of their car before the refresh happened, I'm sure many of us decided to buy some aftermarket upgrades such as a chrome delete kit, an automatic trunk, so on and so forth, which ultimately resulted in us forking out additional money for the car. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I regret paying the additional money for the car because it allowed me to personalize the car the way I wanted it to be, but what I'm trying to say is that if you were to buy a new Tesla Model 3 right now, you're going to be getting things like the chrome delete and the automatic trunk for free, so right on the spot it saves you $1,000 or more. And while we're talking about saving money through the refresh, another huge advantage you'll have over older Tesla Model 3 owners is that your cars will have slightly more range, which definitely helps a lot with your trips. And while this range doesn't necessarily save you money, it'll save you time, and what they say is time is money, so take it how you want to. But aside from just saving money through the recent refresh, there are many other ways that you can save even more money when you're buying a 2021 Tesla Model 3. And one of those ways is through EV incentives. Keep in mind that these incentives vary by state, but since I live in the state of California, I'll just use our state incentives as an example. So right off the bat, when you're buying a Tesla Model 3 in California, we have what's called the California Clean Fuel Reward, and this is available for all new electric vehicles registered in the state of California, and it's for the amount of $1,500. In addition to that, there's also the California State Rebate, which is available depending on income eligibility, but it can either be for $2,000 or $4,500 for all new Tesla Model 3s and Model Ys. Moreover, based on your income eligibility, once again, you may be eligible for an additional $5,000 grant on top of the other rebates and rewards that we already discussed. So I guess you can do the math here and find out which of these incentives and rewards that you qualify for, and then you can factor that into the cost of buying your Tesla Model 3. And before I close out on the second reason, I want to say that there are plenty of other ways that you could save money by driving a Tesla Model 3, but since I've already talked about them in my previous videos, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but things like gas savings and maintenance will be huge when you think of long-term ownership. Just putting that out there. Finally, the last reason on why you must buy a Tesla Model 3 in 2021 is because not many other cars out there today can provide such a great amount of bang for the buck. I'm serious, it's like no other car can provide as much value as the Tesla Model 3 can, and I might be biased here, but I think throughout my reasonings, I can justify why my opinion makes sense. Whenever the topic of buying a new car comes across my eyes, whether it be through forums, chat, talking with friends, whatever it may be, I just can't think of a better car around the $35,000 all the way up to $60,000 price range than the Tesla Model 3. And when you think of everything it gives you, like the autopilot feature, the freedom of never having to go to a gas station again, an amazing full glass roof, the instant torque, the luxury features, and just a warm, happy feeling every time you sit in the car, it's worth every penny you paid for it. And I know a lot of you watching this video may think that I'm just a huge Tesla fanboy, but honestly, I wouldn't be raving about this car for no reason. And the reason why I decided to start my YouTube channel is because this car was unlike any of the other cars I've owned in my entire life, and I'm just so happy I decided to get myself into a Model 3 a little over a year ago. Would I rather have a 2021 Tesla Model 3? Yeah, of course I would, but I don't regret buying my car early at all. And I guess the message that I'm trying to portray here is that if you still don't have a Tesla Model 3 right now, this is why you should get one ASAP, especially if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck. Alright y'all, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure to tap the like button if you haven't done so yet. I also want to hear your feedback on what you thought of the reasons I talked about in this video, and if you are a current Tesla owner, feel free to drop a comment down below to let future Tesla owners know why you love your car so much. Lastly, we are sitting so close to 3,000 subscribers on this channel, so I know with your help, we can hit that number very, very soon. And I just want to tell you guys once again how much I appreciate all of your support. It really means a lot to me, and I don't take it for granted whatsoever. With that said, again, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe down below. But as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.